Hi all, welcome back. This is Ibrahim Quraishi here. Welcome to VMware Tutorials for Beginners session 22. And we are continuing the topic of virtual networks. Today's topic is distributed virtual switches, which are also known as DvSwitches. As always, just want to remind you, love your comments. Obviously, send me more information what you want to watch, and I'll be creating more content accordingly. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I'm going to post more and more videos which are customized for you guys. The agenda for today is DvSwitch, which we are going to focus on solely today, and eventually I'll show you how to add a host to a distributed virtual switch. And going forward, we'll be covering in the next sessions probably types of traffic. So we have already covered standard virtual switch in the previous session, which was session 21, and this session is focusing on distributed virtual switch. The main advantage of distributed virtual switch is you can have centralized management. So the configuration of VDS also, that's another name guys for distributed virtual switch. Virtual distributed switch, people call it in so many different names. So VDS is centralized management for you as an administrator. So you can have have it centralized to the vCenter server. There are different versions of VDS. So for ESX4, ESX5, ESX6, the host that belongs to DvSwitch do not need further configuration to be compliant. So that what that means is, if you remember, we have shown you in the I have shown you this diagram. So what I was mentioning about compliant is, if you remember, I was mentioning in standard switches, if you have a naming convention like vMotion, and you have all of a sudden got vMotion capital, then you get problems with vMotion. But over here it's a little bit different. So you have a networking tab and you create a switch over there, and what happens is all these vMotion networks, but I'm taking vMotion as an example. I wouldn't so let's quickly show you. So the vMotion network will be created on the networking on the DvSwitch vMotion, and then eventually all these hosts are added to this network. So if I take this as an example, so these hosts are then added to this. So there's no question of having a naming convention wrong, because this is a centralized place where you created a virtual distributed switch, and it's for vMotion, and then you eventually add these hosts to the switch. So it's the other way around. So previously we were creating one port group on each host. Here we create a distributed port group and then add all the hosts to that distributed port group eventually. So that's how it is. So let's do a demo quickly and you'll get an understanding of what I mean. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is my vCenter. Again, the same old cluster which we are working on so far, demo cluster. Today what we are going to do is we are going to work on the networking tab. So if you click on networks, I've already got some standard switches which you guys can see here, but today we are going to create a virtual distributed switch, and we are going to call it something different today. So let's right click on the data center, and then you go distributed switches, and then we go and select new distributed switch. As we already got DvSwitch, vDSwitch, will have to come up with a new name. So I'm going to call lowercase vds vm traffic. Okay, so that's the name of my switch. Now click next. Now, as I was saying, we can select which version we want. So different version of ESX had different functionalities of distributed switches in them. So if you have ESX 6 running and ESX 6.5 running and 6.7 running, then you need to be mindful that there are different versions of distributed switches, which is version 6, version 6.5 and version 6.0. so some of them are having, as you can see, new features. So in this one it says which version is compatible with ESX 6.5 and later. Following new features are available: port mirroring enhanced. And this one, the following features are available: Mac learning. So any new feature, you see it there. Now in my environment, obviously I do have a 6.0 running, but I'm not bothered about that because I'm never going to add that host in my environment. The virtual nested ESX host is the one which I'll be interested in, which are all running 6.5 anyway. So I'll be selecting the latest one and then click next. And we can have uplinks. So let's have two uplinks. Port group name, I want to name it as VM traffic, maybe. Next, and then finish. So as you can see, my new VDS, which is virtual distributed switch, is created. So now I can go ahead on this VM traffic port group and start creating. If I right click on this one, I can start creating distributed port group, individual port group. So create new port group name. So I want a port group maybe which is VM traffic. Or why not we come up with a similar name: VM traffic VLAN 1000. Next, over here, as you can see, you have some more configuration. You have, static binding, you have number of port groups which we can assign, trunking, private VLANs, and VLAN and none. So obviously VLAN, and then I selected the VLAN name as 1000, so I gave the VLAN ID as 1000 so they match and I don't get confused. So finally on the summary page, as you can see, the name of the distributed port group which we have created is VM traffic VLAN 1000, and the VLAN ID I have given is 1000. And it has this is a last port group allocation is elastic. So as and when I add more VMs to this port, the number of ports are 8, but they will increase automatically. It is elastic. If it's not elastic, then they won't grow, then I have to manually go and change it. But this is what I would do on production environment as well. So just finish, and that's it. That's your new port group created, distributed port group, and ready. So in the next session we will see how to add this newly created virtual port group to ESX host. Okay, so let's quickly go back to the slides. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, notification bell. Reach out to me on Twitter if you have any questions. I'm sure obviously some of you guys I have seen that they have lots of questions around some storage sessions which I have done. So that's really good to know that you're watching it and you're coming back to me with questions, and I'm here to help you out anyway. So also you can go through my blog ibrahimquraishi.com and my new website AgileOps. Question of the day today: what is DvSwitch? Obviously we covered SvSwitch anyway. What is DvSwitch? What is the full form of DvSwitch? And what is the management traffic used for? If you can remember that, or if you want to, you can Google and find out the answer for me, so you learn how to use Google in a proper way as well. Okay, leave your comment below with your responses. I'll be giving you thumbs up if you get it right. So don't forget to subscribe and enjoy watching. Keep sharing, guys. Cheers, bye.